Hey there, once again, it's your Ambassador Alexander. Now, I've been getting a lot of emails sent over to the royal family wanting to know what do we think in regards to black people getting reparations. Well, the short answer is no, not yet. See, black people have not come to an understanding where I believe that money would do them any good. Before they get the money, they need to get the morals. Morals are key when you're talking about utilizing money. Example, will you give money to an irresponsible teenager? The answer is no, you wouldn't. Would you give money to a person that wants to go and buy liquor or crack with it or heroin with it? The answer is no, you wouldn't. So why would you give money to a group of people who have shown that they are tremendously irresponsible with money? And I'll give you some examples. You have women that have Prada pocketbooks, Gucci, and the kids have not eaten yet, or the rent has not been paid yet, but their hair is done, their nails are done. Uh, you have a guy that's driving cars with expensive rims on it and expensive cars nowadays, and they don't have money for gas. They want to go to the club and they got to borrow gas money to get to the club. It's just like, it makes no sense. So right now, black people are in like a real fallen state of mind, and they're spending money. They're buying what they want, but then they begging for what they need. I've seen guys smoking weed telling me how messed up things are, and they're buying 50, 100, $200 worth of weed within a day or two, and on a regular basis. They got kids at home and everything that need diapers and things of that nature, and they're getting high, telling me how messed up the world is and there's no money in the community. But the truth is, there is money in the community. You're just utilizing it wrong. And the little bit that you have that you utilize wrong, why would anybody give you more? What would be the purpose of taking this money from someone else and giving it to you if you're just going to waste it? There's no purpose, right? Now we're talking about being real here, and so when we talking about reparations, what we're talking about is giving uh, a lot of money to a lot of people who, as a whole, has not shown that they would do the right thing, even for themselves. Black people have this thing about spending the most money. They being, well, we buy the most Gucci and we buy the most hair at the stores and everything. And that's only because you don't love yourself, you know. But that's another story. But we're talking about spending money on frivolous things and you're bragging about it. You're bragging about it. And then you tell people, oh, we need more money. We need money in our neighborhoods. To do what? To give it right back to the people who gave it to you. So, no, black people are not ready for reparations. Black people are not ready for the big handout. They're not ready for the money. They need to get themselves in order first, get their minds in order, understand unity and community. All these black women running around here talking about they're single mothers, I'm raising my kids by myself. That is not a badge of honor. What that says is you do not have the ability to assimilate with the man. That's all it says. You cannot get along with the opposite sex to the point where they want to be around long enough to help build something with you. That's what it says. And don't tell me, oh yeah, the baby daddy was no good, and that dude ain't no good, and that dude ain't no good. But it's so many good men, but none of them are good enough for you in your eyes. So what does that say? They got other women that they're good enough for, and the other women are, as they say, booed up, all down your block, all up in your projects, with their significant others, going to work every day, trying to build a life for themselves. And you're running around saying that men ain't no good. So anyway, back to the topic of reparations. Reparations are for people who are ready to be built up, who are ready to go to the next level. Black people are not ready yet. So black people, get yourselves in order. Get your minds right. Whatever you want to use is up to you. Personally, I use the Bible. But if you want to use the Quran, you want to use, I don't know, the Hebrew Israelites understanding, whatever, get to a place of integrity. Get to a place of intelligence, not ignorance. And when you do that, somebody will be more apt to give you or to uh, allow you to participate in something that's greater than what you've been doing. Because people do not want to be a part of what you're a part of. They don't want you to bring the negativity to the positive venue. They don't want it. Nobody wants that. So get yourselves together. Get some understanding. Get the fortitude to fight against whatever you say is coming your way that's negative, and get to the point where you're trying to build yourself in a positive without blaming anybody else for your negative. There are some things that can be blamed for when you're fooled and tricked into things. But if you continuously allow yourself to be fooled and tricked by the same things, at some point, you have to question your own ignorance. That's the problem. Nobody wants to say, yo, we're just being ignorant at this point. We're just being downright foolish at this point. You have people who invented a mousetrap. They put a mousetrap by a hole. The mousetrap is there to catch a mouse. But if the mouse is smart enough to avoid the mousetrap, then the person with the mousetrap moves the mousetrap someplace else to try to catch the mouse. You understand? So, if in your neighborhood they put drugs in liquor stores in your neighborhood, and you say, I'm not falling for that trap, eventually that liquor store will go down because nobody's buying from it. Eventually they will remove those drugs and place them somewhere else where they will may be more effective. Because in your neighborhood, it doesn't work, and it's a waste of plan and drugs to leave them there. You understand? So build yourselves up. Build yourselves up with intelligence and wisdom. Get to a point where these same tricks over and over do not work on you. And then you'll be ready for reparations. And then you'll be ready to have that financial boom into your communities to be able to utilize it properly and build everyone and edify everyone around you, including yourselves. So, with that said, that's my answer in short. It's Ambassador Alexander, speaking for the royal family. God bless you. See you soon. All right.